What I'm about to show you is bizarre, to say the least. A Fox News correspondent suggested that the solution to these mass shootings we've been experiencing lately in America just might be, wait for it, wait, exorcisms. Wait, what? Yes, exorcisms may be the solution to mass shootings. Let's take a look.
But frankly, I got to tell you, I've been thinking and studying about all these cases. I'm not sure we're going deep enough. Yeah, I think you need police, you need parents for sure, you need schools, you need to clean up social media, you need all that. But you may need an exorcist too.
What? Just drop that in there. We may need an exorcist.
Before your audience shakes its head on that, if you look at these boys, these men, these young men, they have deeply spiritual problems. Deeply. If you go into the labyrinthine caves of the internet, way down, and I don't recommend it, it's ugly stuff.
Does anyone else doubt that he knows how to effectively navigate the internet? Come on.
And these guys dwell there. They live there. They drench themselves in it. And it's as ugly and evil as it gets. We're the ministers. We're the rabbis, the priests. Look, I don't want to suggest something that would seem farcical to a lot of your audience, but I don't think that the domain of...
I love when someone says, I don't want to blank right as they're doing the thing they said they didn't want to do. I don't want to say something that would seem farcical to your audience. Now let me talk about an exorcist coming in to solve the issues we have in America.
Religion ought to be involved here. It's a deeply spiritual void, I think, that these young men have in their hearts and their souls, and I think it needs to be addressed. And I don't think we get at it, frankly, with these externalities, as important as some of them may be, and they may be. We need to do it all, but we need to do more.
So we've been talking about how a lot of anti-gun control conservatives, again, these days, a lot of conservatives actually are fine with common sense gun control, but most of the people in power aren't, and a lot of the people in media aren't. So that sect of the conservative movement will literally bend themselves into the most complex pretzel you've ever eaten. That's not how we use that metaphor. To get away from having to answer legitimately what the solutions are, which do have to do with mental health, sure, do have to do with us promoting good, healthy homes. Blaring in our face is we do have to regulate the weapons that all of these shooters are using to do the maximum level of harm that they're able to inflict on people. And so this is such a cartoonish example of that, but it's like, let's talk about any other thing that could be playing a role in this, any other wacko solution other than the most obvious ones, because that would infringe on this bizarrely distorted conception we have of what the Second Amendment means, which is not in our Constitution to say that there should be absolutely zero regulation of very dangerous weapons. No, absolutely not. But that's what they want it to mean. Also, it's funny because he says, these dark corners of the internet are very disturbing places, and we should be seeing how that's affecting children who grow up into young adults who do these mass shootings. I agree with that. People who are spending a lot of their time in dark parts of the internet and being exposed to terrible ideologies that radicalize them, that is a relevant conversation. How do we encourage people to live more healthy lives so that they don't end up being radicalized to that extent? But then the second half of his statement was, we should look at these dark parts of the internet and get an exorcist to fix it. This isn't something that we need to spiritually fix. There are real, on the ground, material, worldly ways that we can improve this issue. But see, this is what happens when you try to ignore the obvious solutions. You start coming up with bizarre, unhinged ideas that you even have to preface for the Fox News audience. Hey, I know you're going to think this is wacky, but hear me out, So there we go. Fox News host suggesting that exorcists are the solution to mass shootings.